Welcome to my first model railway YouTube video. I've been watching the superb content available for the last few years and enjoying the wide variety of what's on offer. Shout out, in no particular order, to Hornby Magazine, Sam's Trains, That Model Railway Guy, 00 Bill and Chadwick Model Railway. In front of you is a simplified Inglenook style challenge. I've edited out the uncoupling, but other than that it is untouched. The layout is entirely whimsical, unfinished and unnamed. The goal here is simply to arrange 5 wagons in a random order. Random order today is first the Baldwin wagon, then ICI, NCB, Horlicks and finally Bestwood. Whilst it trundles on, I want to offer a few thoughts on the current hot topic in our hobby, TT120. Hornby of course is the big player here, but I want to acknowledge the role played by Pico too. Having their track system and buildings adds credibility to the whole plan, assuming that it's up to their usual standards. I'm sorry that Heljan have pulled out, but I confess I'm certainly not well enough acquainted with their models to offer any real comment beyond disappointment. Hornby have met with plenty of criticisms since their announcement. The chief gripes I have heard are to do with annoyance at clashing with existing smaller scales, fears about what it means for the future of 00, and irritation at the lack of dealer support. The biggest compliments seem to focus on the impressive range. Oh, there goes a Baldwin wagon. Shows my track is not quite evenly laid. The impressive range being launched in quick succession certainly gets compliments, decent pricing too, and even business courage in a difficult market environment. Let me offer my thoughts. First, the positives. Yes, it is a brave decision by Mr. Kohler et al. That it must have been a massive investment to get so much variety to market so quickly. Kudos too for keeping it a secret. It's great to see model brands willing to innovate. And their reasoning too stacks up for me. Despite the steady incremental improvements, the market has largely stagnated. Space is certainly at a premium for most modelers, and even more so for many would-be modelers. The nerd in me also likes the fact that it's true to scale. Another positive is definitely the range on offer. For a scale ideally suited to smaller layers, I'm really hoping for more shunters soon to accompany the 08 that's already been announced. Prices too are good, especially when you throw in the 15% discount being offered to all for free simply by signing up to the TT Club. If the quality is there, then the pricing seems solid. Again, if you were to throw in a true starter train set for around £120, oh, slight mistake on the shunting, then I think it's even more appealing. I'm sure that will come in due time if the launch goes well. As an extra positive bonus, I'm throwing in the openness of the company to engage. The first announcement was lengthy but interesting. But the real star so far for me was the more recent YouTube Q&A offering, where Simon, Montana and Mike took time to answer a host of questions. If you haven't watched it, do so, it's worth it. They dealt with the varied questions and concerns quite openly and honestly, I think. Not easy to do, but it comes across very well. Simon even offered his own email address live on air for us ordinary folk to get in touch with questions. Being a bit of a skeptic, I did just that. I was pleasantly surprised to find both a personal and swift response from Mr. Kohler. 5-star. Very impressed with that. Now, what about the gripes? Well, one is why not support an existing scale? This is dealt with at some length by Hornby in their various videos. In short, they want something that can offer close to the detail and usability of 00, but with nearly the space advantages of N, hence TT120. 3mm was rejected for being too niche with no wider international support. Triang TT rejected for not being true scale. Another concern, what about the future of 00? Questions about the future are always tricky. Hornby have pledged ongoing support. I suspect it will come down to simple economics. If TT takes off like a rocket, pardon the pun, expect resources to be focused that way. If it establishes itself as a viable alternative to 00, which seems to be the most realistic option, both running together, then Hornby will support both. They make money from both, why wouldn't they? If TT fails, then there's no long-term problem beyond the investment placed in TT being lost, which could end up being recouped through 00 price increases, which is always a sore point. Finally, what about wide retail support? Hornby have said that this is the direct online only for now. To be honest, I have no gripe with it being online only at present. It's a business. They have made a massive investment. If they succeed, they get to reap the rewards. It's economics 101. However, they have also hinted at least that retailer support is possible in future. I could well imagine seeing TT120 in retailers within 2 years. If it takes off, retailers will then reap the rewards while shouldering minimal risk. Taking stock of TT immediately would be a considerable risk for retailers, and especially for smaller model shops that could ill afford the hit if it doesn't sell well. That being said, I understand the argument that if us modelers can get our hands on it in a shop, we're far more likely to buy it. That's true. But plenty of us have placed pre-orders over the years. And how many of us eagerly tune in for the latest YouTube modeler to offer their advice and make a purchase on the basis of their recommendation? Things have moved on. We might all miss the days when you had the thrill of popping down to the local shop to see if the latest and greatest models from Bachmann, Dapol and Hornby had arrived. But watching a detailed review from the warmth and comfort of home, not the worst kind of progress we've made in the last few decades. So, cards on the table time. No, I have not yet ordered any TT, but I am tempted. Soon, I'm tempted. Well, that's a shunting finished, right on cue, so I'll sign off. Civil comments and criticisms always welcome. Heavy blessing for now. GM.